Okay, so we're dealing with the cheap yellow display, which I've ordered quite a few of these, and you see on the back, can you see on the back? If I could hold it in the right place, maybe you could see. And the quality of my video is not good enough. Anyway, it's got a long number here, ESP32-2432S028. Well, I like using the LovyanGFX library, and it's fantastic. You can see that's the example, one of the example codes it's got. It shoots out a new ball every so often, and it fills up the screen until there's 256 balls on there, then it resets. And it's showing the frames per second, 30, 31. And but there is, let me see what I've got here. Oh, I do not have it on here, up here. Okay, I wanted to show you one with, here we go. Let me see if I can find that example. Bouncy ball. Okay, I wasn't ready for this, was I? Collision circles, there it is. Okay, so, and you can see the name of it defined up here. Whenever I first got the device, I was trying to use Random Nerd's example, and it wasn't working for me or something. I just didn't want to go that direction with the TFT_ESPI library, and I ran across this LovyanGFX library, and it has this, if you define it, well, you don't even need this section here. It will auto-detect it and run it, and it's beautiful, and I've done all kinds of stuff with it. But then I ordered these new boards, and it wouldn't work. I was going crazy with it, and I found inside, well, actually I had worked on something else and found out the, where am I? In the libraries, LovyanGFX, and then under source and users, it has a bunch of sample code, and I found I was using the ESP8266 to use the Lovyan libraries, and it worked great. And so I started thinking about this one since it didn't work, and so I got this ESP32 example sample, and yes, it's in Japanese. All this is in Japanese, and it's fun working with it, trying to figure it out. And I put it in a header file. I called it LovyanGFX. Good grief, ST77. Okay, and I put down here for the panel, I put 7789 SPI XPT 2046 is the driver for the touchscreen. The 7789 is the TFT. And I went through here and set the clock, MOSI, MISO, DC, according to pinouts. I found data sheets, especially on, don't tell me what, Random Nerd tutorials. He has the pin configurations for these, and they are correct. Pin 15 for the chip select, okay, 2 for DC, and then on down here, screen size, and then on down here we get into the touch instance. And we're going to talk about that in a minute because that was another challenge. It's defined. This is the IQR, the interrupt, or IRQ, interrupt pin. And then you have the clock, MOSI, MISO, and CS defined in here. And again, it is, oh, and the HSPI host is the, and it says down here, well, I thought I had it saved on one of these where it says that this is deprecated. Huh. Funny, it's not in here. Nope, it's not in here. Anyway, HSPI host is the one I use and it works. Good. Great, matter of fact. Okay, and let me show you what happens. This is calibrate, and this one is detect circles. Okay, so let me show you the calibrate first. This is a sample code that comes with it. And you can see when I plug it in, it's got a little spot there on the corner. And you touch it, turns to a square. You touch this other one, turns to a square. Touch the other one. Rats, I hit the reset button. Let me try to do that again. It turns to a square, turns to a square, turns to a square, turns to a square, and then gives me a set of values. These are the XY coordinates for each one of those corners. You see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 values, XY, 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 XY. Alright, so that is the screen, because what was happening, it was coming out with the raw values. And when you run a calibrate and it sets these values, okay, now then, and so I had to set those values. I actually used those values in the array, and you can see my touch works now, because before it was way the heck off the screen. It wasn't anywhere on the screen. This one that was already here, I drew here. So you see my touch screen works, the screen works. That's what that is a test pattern there. And I actually have this program, which now that I'm sitting here saying, I can't remember if this is one of them. No, this is one of the ones. See, this is another thing. This light comes on this board, but it doesn't come on these. And I've tested that. Those work. Everything works. It's just something it doesn't like about the configure file, and I haven't figured that out, because when I trace it back into the code, the pinouts look exactly the same. There's something I'm missing. There's just absolutely something I'm missing. Oops, sorry. And then, yes, I'm kicking things around. Okay, so the you see where it says touch point, and we get that array. It printed out that array for me. And so what I do over here is I converted that hex to binary. No, I didn't. I converted it to decimal. I converted the hex codes I got to decimal and put them in this array exactly like it gave it to me. And I used this value, the array, and set it to set touch calibrate. And that calibrates my touch screen for me so that it works whenever I'm using this. Like I said, it wasn't working before, and I was doing the serial print, Oh, do I have the... Am I on the right serial port? Yes, I am. Okay, and it's showing the correct coordinates you see there. If I didn't have it setting that touch calibrate, then it would be like between 400 and 2000 is the raw values I was getting for those touch points, and so it was really goofy. But you see that's working now, and now I can continue on with other projects, and I do have the little collision circles working using this header file here. Okay, and I will upload this to the GitHub. I'll upload both of these, the calibrate and the detect circles. I'm thinking if I have some more examples. Wait a minute, not examples. Sketchbook and CYD. Yeah, the Adafruit of course has a wonderful oh, this is using the Adafruit. Okay, so I did the same thing. I used too many windows. I used this header file, put the header file in there, and I put these includes in there, and I replaced all of this. I replaced all of this with these two includes here, and added that header file, and it worked beautifully. I think the only thing, well, you see how the LCD, I had to change that to where it was TFT to instantiate that class down here. But that's what I did. I replaced those three lines. Oops, got too crazy. See, I even replaced this because that's inside that header file. That's all defined inside the header file. So anything will work. Any of the LovYang examples will work, and the Adafruit libraries. Let me see, there's one more before I go. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Collision circles. That is this program here, and I have it. You see where I have it updated with those two includes, and this is the header file. So, and all I did in the header files was change these pinouts. But again, like I said, when I follow the auto detect back, well, this is okay. I have to test on this, see what the heck I've got here. So anyway, I haven't had it working, but on my other machine, it's another story. I got two computers, and this one I do the videos on, the other one I do the actual work on. So again, there it is. There's the header file. I will upload it and leave a link to it. So for your information.